Hi, I am Hestus Queen. Welcome back to a new tutorial, and this time for easy cheats. And I will only focus on what you can do with easy cheats for making photos, because the rest is not really of interest to me. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do, like adjusting the approval of characters and whatnot, but I only use it for spawning items that I need and for traveling to other places. So let's go right into it. We need easy cheats, and yeah, here we are. So as I said, you can do a lot of things with this, but the only thing I need is spawning items. And this is very practical, because if you are like, you want to set up a photo like with a skull in hand, or with, I don't know, any weapon, important weapons that is in the game, like Orin's dagger, or last time I summoned Rhapsody here, and you can see that, like, you just type it in, and you can also use like skull. Then you have a lot of things here. You have more pages, you can also summon a painted skull, all the things. But let's say you want to have Rhapsody, and you just click on spawn, and bam, there you have it. Here it is, Rhapsody. And you can just do that with like any item that has a UUID. So that's pretty straightforward, easy, okay? You just ignore all the other things. Type it in, spawn it in your inventory, done. Okay, next will be teleport. And you have to click this button, because this can spoil your game. So please don't use this on your regular playthrough. Make a new save where you just do these things, because can break your game. I even have a separate load order for making photos, because I found that easier, and I don't have all the mods in my regular save, but that's just me. So what you're doing is you have two selections here. The first one is the area itself, and the second one is the place in the area. And now we want to go, let's say we want to go to Cazador's Palace, okay? Now you have to find it in this weird thing here, and there is a lot. And I was overwhelmed and intimidated by that, and I thought, oh my god, I will never get what should this all be? Like, look at this, it's endless. And then there are things like, you can see here, okay, you think, what is Kaz side rooms? Then we have Cazador's Palace, and down at the bottom, more to the bottom of this list, there is also Cazador Elevator or whatever. And now, after some failed attempts, I know Cazador's Palace is the right thing to go, but you have to really, test it out where you end up. And not only this, but you also have then this second list where you can go in any spot in Cazador's Palace. And I mean, the palace is huge. There is the attic, there is the chapel, and there is the middle section where you first enter the palace. So yeah, it's much. The thing is, if you use like an area where it's, let's say, free fall, you can potentially die. And so it's best if you toggle immortality. Thing is, I always forget that. So if you also someone who is slightly bit chaotic like I am, best make a save. And I do this when I dressed up my characters. Like I need ages to dress a character to make him like I want him to be. And nothing is more annoying than if you have made your character, you want to travel to an area, and then you die, and you maybe have no scroll of Revivify. in your inventory. So I make it double sure to not lose anything. So what I do is I dress my characters, I set everything up, I have everything with me that I need, and then I do a save. And then I go from this save into Easy Cheese and teleport. Maybe you don't need that. I just want to be double safe here. Because, well, it happened to me that I made a whole character, a new character, like I put a lot of effort into it, and then I selected one of the areas and I forget toggle immortality, and then I died. It was all for nothing, and I had to do everything again. So learn from my mistakes, make a save, and then travel. Well, from experience, I can tell if I click on that, nothing bad will happen. Then you don't need to push trigger teleport. I always push precision teleport. And then it teleports. And we have to wait. And yeah, well, it looks like that. I click again on precision teleport. I don't know if this is wrong, but here we are. Cazador's Palace. If only one of your characters spawns, like click on the other and, well, now they're here. And you can run around in this, there will be no NPCs or something like that, and it's everything open. Like as you can see here, there are some carcasses left, but there is no one in there. You can move freely in some of the spaces, like in Cazador's Palace is a movable place, but there are some where you cannot move. This is pretty cool and pretty useful also if you are in your current save not in an area where you want to make photos, and then you can travel there. Also, there are a lot of things that you cannot access like in the game, and yeah, I think this is pretty useful. If you want to go back now, like you are here but you have something, you have forgotten something in camp, also you cannot use anything like appearance enhanced properly. I mean, you can use it. It looks then like if you want to use the mirror here, like it makes boom and it looks like that. Like you can select other things here and it will change on your character. But you can see the change first when you go out of the mirror again. But also you can always use your waypoints and go back. And we are back. And then we can go back to camp. And we're here again. So, I mean, it is not that difficult to use it once you know what can happen. And, well, the bad news is you just have to try what areas are good. You just have to travel around like here. This Vlaakith's throne room, A better or B? I don't know, I was never there. But when I want to go to Vlaakith's throne room, well, I just test it out, and you can travel to that area, and then when you're there and you don't like it and you're still alive, then you can travel to the next location. And I mean, I traveled through a lot of the locations, and some are just weird, like when I wanted to go to Cazador's Palace, I selected this one, Cazador's Elevator, because I thought I need the elevator to access the chapel, which is not true, because if you choose Cazador's Elevator, your character will just stand on Cazador's Elevator, like in a blue area. Or it's just that for me, I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. But yeah, it's a lot of trial and error here, but at least you know now what can happen and how to do it, and yeah. And sometimes all these extra thingies here, you don't need them really, because if you access the area, you can move around there, and this is just the starting points. For example, like this is just like 1 or 2 meters away from it, from the point where you stood before, so you don't need to use this all. Sometimes I just see where I land and just stay there and run around in the area if it's possible. I cannot say better than that, and I hope the video was helpful, even if I myself don't know enough of easy cheats to make a overview of all. I just, as I said, I just use it for making photos. I just spawn some items I need, I teleport, and that is all. And that is all you need if you just want to use this for access areas that are not accessible in the game, or if you don't have a save where you can just go in and access the area. And now I would say we see us maybe in the next tutorial. Have a nice day, and until then, bye!